There comes a moment in life when you realize that everything, your success, your happiness, your peace, depends on three things: your mind, your body, and your soul. These are the pillars that hold up your existence, yet so many of us neglect one or more of them, expecting life to somehow work itself out. But let me tell you something: if you're not actively strengthening your mind, if you're not taking care of your body, and if you're not nourishing your soul, you are robbing your soul. You see, every successful person, every powerful leader, every fulfilled soul has one thing in common: they master these three elements. They train their mind to think positively, they treat their body like a temple, and they guard their soul against negativity. So let's dive deep into this truth. Because if you truly want to live a life of purpose, a life of impact, a life that is powerful beyond measure, then you must focus on these three things like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, yet most people let it run on autopilot. They allow external influences, past experiences, and self-doubt to dictate their thoughts and actions without realizing that they have the ability to control and reshape their mindset. Training your mind means taking conscious control over your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. It's about rewiring the way you think, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and programming your mind for success. This process isn't easy, but it's necessary if you want to become the best version of yourself. Every great achievement begins in the mind. Before an athlete wins a race, they have already won in their mind. Before a leader inspires millions, they have already envisioned their success. Before a person transforms their life, they have already made the decision mentally. This is why training your mind is not optional, it is essential. Your mind is the command center of your life, and if you don't take charge of it, external circumstances will. Life will always throw challenges at you, but it's your mental resilience that determines how you handle them. When your mind is weak, every obstacle feels like a dead end. But when your mind is trained, challenges become stepping stones and failures become lessons. Training your mind starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. What are you constantly telling yourself? Are your thoughts empowering you or tearing you down? Most people don't realize that they are feeding their minds with negativity every single day. They wake up complaining, they doubt themselves before they even try, and they let fear dictate their decisions. If you don't actively train your mind, it will default to fear, doubt, and limitation. You must become the master of your thoughts, not their victim. When a negative thought enters your mind, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? If not, replace it with one that empowers you. Your beliefs shape your reality, and every belief you hold is the result of repeated thoughts. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that belief will become your truth. If you tell yourself that you always fail, you will unconsciously act in ways that confirm that belief. But the same principle works in your favor. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are strong, capable, and destined for greatness, your mind will start to believe it. And when your mind believes it, your actions will follow. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind is through visualization. The world's most successful people practice visualization daily. They see their success in their minds before it becomes reality. They don't just hope things will work out, they mentally rehearse their victories. If you want to achieve something great, close your eyes and see yourself already there. Feel the emotions, experience the success mentally, and let it become real in your mind. The more vividly you visualize your success, the more your mind will work towards making it a reality. Another crucial aspect of mental training is self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters more than anything. Your mind is always listening, and every word you say to yourself reinforces a belief. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't do this, your mind will believe it and find reasons to prove you right. But if you tell yourself, I am capable, I am powerful, I am unstoppable, your mind will work in your favor. Change your self-talk and you will change your life. Discipline is also key when it comes to training your mind. You can't expect to develop a strong mindset overnight. Just like training a muscle, it requires daily effort. Challenge yourself to think differently. Whenever fear or doubt tries to take over, stop and redirect your thoughts. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. Stay consistent, because the more you train your mind, the stronger it becomes. Your mind is your greatest asset. If you don't take control of it, someone or something else will. Train it every single day and watch how your entire forms. Your inner dialogue is the most influential conversation you will ever have. It shapes how you see yourself, how you respond to challenges, and ultimately the direction of your life. The voice inside your head has the power to either lift you up or tear you down. It can encourage you to push through difficulties, or it can convince you to quit before you even start. Most people go through life completely unaware of how their thoughts are shaping their reality. They assume that their inner dialogue is simply a reflection of who they are, never realizing that it is actually creating who they become. The mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are the seeds. If you plant negative seeds, self-doubt, fear, insecurity, those are the plants that will grow. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not strong enough, those thoughts will take root, and over time, they will become your truth. Your brain listens to everything you say, whether consciously or subconsciously, and it works to make those statements a reality. If your inner dialogue is filled with negativity, your actions will follow that same pattern. You will hesitate, you will hold back, and you will sabotage your own success without even realizing it. On the other hand, if you plant positive seeds, confidence, resilience, faith, those are the thoughts that will take root and flourish. If you tell yourself that you are capable, that you can handle any challenge, that you are worthy of success, your mind will begin to believe it. And when your mind believes it, your actions will align with that belief. You will take more risks, push through fear, and persist in the face of adversity. The way you talk to yourself is not just a reflection of your current mindset, it is the foundation for your future success. The problem is that most people have been conditioned to think negatively. From a young age, they have been exposed to criticism, fear, and limiting beliefs, often from the people around them. Parents, teachers, and society unknowingly pass down these limitations, creating a cycle of negative self-talk that continues into adulthood. By the time most people realize it, their inner dialogue is filled with self-doubt and hesitation, and they don't even know how it got there. But here's the truth: just as you were conditioned to think negatively, you can recondition yourself to think positively. You are not stuck with the thoughts you have the power to change them. The first step to changing your inner dialogue is awareness. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself throughout the day. Do you encourage yourself, or do you criticize yourself? Do you believe in your ability to succeed, or do you doubt your every move? Start noticing the patterns in your thoughts. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and challenge that thought. Ask yourself if it's really true, or if it's just a story you've been telling yourself for years. Most of the time, these negative thoughts have no real foundation. They are simply fears and insecurities that have been repeated so often that they feel real. But they are not real. And the moment you challenge them, you weaken their hold on you. Once you become aware of your negative self-talk, the next step is to replace it with positive, empowering thoughts. This is not about lying to yourself or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about consciously choosing thoughts that support your growth instead of limiting it. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I am capable of figuring this out." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "Every setback is a lesson that makes me stronger." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am constantly growing and improving." The words you speak to yourself matter. They create your reality. Another powerful tool in transforming your inner dialogue is affirmation. The most successful people in the world use affirmations daily to reprogram their minds. They understand that if they don't take control of their thoughts will control them. They wake up every morning and declare who they are, what they stand for, and what they are capable of achieving. They fill their minds with words of power, strength, and determination, and over time, those words become their reality. If you want to take control of your life, start by taking control of your self-talk. Be intentional about the words you use. Speak to yourself with the same kindness, encouragement, and belief that you would offer to a close friend. Training your inner dialogue is not something that happens overnight. It is a daily practice, a commitment to replacing years of negative conditioning with new, empowering beliefs. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when fear tries to take over, when old thought patterns resurface. But the key is consistency. Keep challenging the negative thoughts. Keep replacing them with empowering ones. Keep speaking words of confidence, strength, and faith into your mind. Over time, your inner dialogue will shift, and as it does, your entire life will begin to change. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life, yet so many people neglect it. They push themselves mentally, chase their dreams, and work hard to achieve success, but they forget that without a healthy body, none of it matters. When your body is weak, your energy levels drop, your focus declines, and your ability to perform at your highest level is compromised. No matter how ambitious or talented you are, if you don't prioritize your physical health, you will eventually burn out. Success is not just about intelligence or skill, it's about endurance, strength, and the ability to sustain high performance over time. The way you treat your body is a reflection of your self-respect. If you constantly fill it with unhealthy food, deprive it of movement, and ignore its signals, you are sending a message to yourself that your body does not matter. But when you take care of it, when you fuel it with the right nutrients, when you train it to be strong, you are telling yourself that you are worth the effort. You cannot expect to achieve greatness if your body is constantly working against you. You need energy, you need stamina, and you need the physical strength to handle the demands of your goals. Movement is one of the most powerful ways to take control of your physical health. Your body was designed to move, yet modern lifestyles have made people more sedentary than ever. Sitting for hours, staring at screens, and avoiding exercise weakens the body and leads to long-term health issues. But the human body is incredibly adaptable. The moment you start moving, even in small ways, it begins to strengthen. Whether it's running, lifting weights, stretching, or even walking, regular movement keeps your body functioning at its best. It improves blood flow, boosts mental clarity, and increases your ability to handle stress. People who exercise regularly don't just look better, they feel better. They think clearer, and they perform at a higher level in every area of life. Food is another crucial element of physical well-being. The body needs fuel, and the quality of that fuel determines how well it functions. When you consume processed, sugary, and unhealthy foods, your energy crashes, your focus declines, and your body struggles to keep up. But when you nourish yourself with whole, nutrient-dense foods, you provide your body with the strength and endurance it needs. Eating well is not just about looking a certain way, it's about feeling powerful from the inside out. It's about having the energy to push through long days, the stamina to go after your goals, and the resilience to recover quickly from stress and fatigue. Hydration is another often overlooked factor in maintaining a strong body. The body is made up of mostly water, and even slight dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, and decreased cognitive function. Most people walk around in a constant state of dehydration without realizing how much it is affecting them. Drinking enough water throughout the day keeps your energy levels high, your digestion smooth, and your mind sharp. It is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to improve your overall well-being. Rest and recovery are just as important as movement and nutrition. Many people believe that success comes from working endlessly, pushing themselves to the limit, and sacrificing sleep in the name of productivity. But the truth is, rest is essential for performance. When you sleep, your body repairs itself, your brain processes information, and your energy is restored. Lack of sleep leads to irritability, lack of focus, and decreased productivity. Prioritizing rest is not a weakness, it is a necessity. Successful people understand that proper sleep is a tool for peak performance, not a hindrance to success. Stress management is another key factor in maintaining a strong and healthy body. Stress affects every system in the body, and if left unmanaged, it can lead to serious health problems. Exercise, meditation, deep breathing, and spending time in nature are all ways to reduce stress and keep the body in balance. Learning how to manage stress effectively ensures that your body stays strong, your mind remains clear, and you have the endurance to keep pushing forward. Taking care of your body is not just about fitness or appearance, it is about equipping yourself with the physical strength to handle the challenges of life. Your body is your foundation, and if it is weak, everything else becomes harder. But when you prioritize your physical health, you create a powerful support system for your dreams and ambitions. Strength is more than just physical power. It is a mindset, a way of carrying yourself, and a foundation for confidence. When you are strong, you naturally believe in yourself more. You walk taller, speak with conviction, and approach challenges with the certainty that you can handle them. Strength is not just about lifting weights or building muscle. It is about the discipline, consistency, and resilience that come with training your body. When you push yourself physically, you prove to yourself that you can overcome resistance, endure discomfort, and come out stronger. That mindset spills over into every aspect of life. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And one of the most powerful ways to build confidence is through physical strength. When you see yourself getting stronger, when you feel the power in your body, when you know that you have put in the work, it changes the way you see yourself. Suddenly, you are not just someone who hopes for success, you are someone who takes action, someone who pushes through obstacles, someone who is capable of achieving what they set their mind to. The process of strengthening your body teaches you discipline, patience, and mental toughness, qualities that are essential for success in any area of life. Strength training does not just improve your body, it sharpens your mind. It requires focus, determination, and the ability to push through discomfort. Every time you lift heavier, run farther, or push past a previous limit, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. That experience translates directly into your confidence. When you develop physical strength, you develop an unshakable belief in your ability to handle challenges, both in the gym and in life. You stop doubting yourself. You stop second-guessing your abilities. Instead, you step into every situation with the knowledge that you are strong, capable, and prepared. The connection between strength and confidence is not just psychological, it is biological. When you train your body, your brain releases endorphins, chemicals that boost your mood and reduce stress. Regular physical activity decreases anxiety, improves mental clarity, and increases self-esteem. You start to carry yourself differently, not because of how you look, but because of how you feel. Strength changes the way you move, the way you think, and the way you present yourself to the world. People can sense that confidence and they respond to it. The way you see yourself influences the way others see you, and when you project strength, you attract respect and opportunities. Many people struggle with self-doubt because they do not trust themselves to follow through on their goals. They set intentions, but they do not take action. They make promises to themselves, but they do not keep them. That pattern slowly erodes confidence. But when you commit to strengthening your body, you create a habit of showing up for yourself. You prove to yourself day after day that you can push through resistance, stick to a plan, and make progress. That consistency builds trust in yourself, and that trust becomes confidence. Strength also teaches you resilience. The life is not easy and setbacks are inevitable. But when you have trained your body to push through fatigue, discomfort, and failure, you develop the mental toughness to handle adversity. You stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. The discipline required to build physical strength is the same discipline needed to succeed in business, relationships, and personal development. It teaches you that nothing worth having comes easy, but with effort and perseverance, anything is possible. Strength is a mindset. It is the decision to take control of your life, to push past your limits, and to build yourself into the person you know you can be. Confidence does not come from waiting for the right moment or hoping that things will get easier. It comes from taking action, from doing the work, and from proving to yourself that you are capable. Strength gives you that proof. It transforms you from someone who doubts to someone who believes. And when you believe in yourself, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Mental clarity is one of the most powerful assets you can develop. In a world filled with distractions, information overload, and endless demands, having a clear and focused mind sets you apart. Most people go through life in a fog, constantly overwhelmed by stress, negativity, and external noise. Their thoughts are scattered, their emotions control them, and they struggle to make decisions with confidence. But when your mind is clear, you gain a sense of control over your thoughts, emotions, and actions. You can focus on what truly matters, make better choices, and move through life with purpose and intention. Clarity does not happen by accident. It is something you cultivate. It starts with what you feed your mind. Just as your body becomes weak when you fill it with junk food, your mind becomes sluggish when you consume too much negativity, meaningless content, and toxic influences. The things you watch, the conversations you engage in, and the thoughts you allow to take root all shape your mental state. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, your mind becomes clouded with doubt, fear, and confusion. But when you choose to feed your mind with knowledge, positivity, and wisdom, you sharpen your ability to think clearly and critically. One of the biggest barriers to mental clarity is stress. When you are overwhelmed, Your mind races in 1,000 different directions. You struggle to focus, you second-guess yourself, and your decision-making suffers. Stress creates mental noise, making it difficult to see things as they truly are. Managing stress is essential for maintaining clarity. This does not mean avoiding challenges or responsibilities, but rather learning how to handle them in a way that does not consume you. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, and mindful reflection help calm the mind, allowing you to process thoughts more effectively and stay in control of your emotions. Another major factor in mental clarity is self-discipline. Most people are reactive. They allow their environment, emotions, and impulses to dictate their actions. But when you train yourself to be intentional with your thoughts and habits, you gain clarity. You start making decisions based on logic rather than impulse. You set goals and follow through with them rather than being pulled in 100 different directions. Discipline gives you the ability to filter out distractions and stay focused on what truly matters. It keeps you from wasting energy on things that do not serve you, allowing you to direct your mental power toward meaningful pursuits. Mental clarity also comes from simplifying your life. Many people feel overwhelmed because they have too much clutter, not just physically, but mentally. They hold on to toxic relationships, unnecessary commitments, and outdated beliefs that no longer serve them. They say yes to everything, leaving themselves drained and scattered. But true clarity comes when you learn to let go of what no longer aligns with your goals and values. Simplifying your life does not mean doing less, it means doing more of what truly matters. When you remove the unnecessary, you create space for growth, creativity, and deep focus. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your mental clarity. If you are constantly surrounded by chaos, negativity, or people who drain your energy, it becomes difficult to think clearly. Your surroundings influence your mindset more than you realize. This is why successful people are intentional about who they spend time with, what they read, and how they structure their days. They understand that a cluttered environment leads to a cluttered mind. By creating a space that supports clarity, whether through organization, limiting distractions, or surrounding yourself with positive influences, you make it easier to stay focused and motivated. Clarity is also strengthened through self-reflection. Taking time to pause and evaluate your thoughts, actions, and progress helps you stay aligned with your goals. Many people rush through life without ever questioning their direction. They keep moving, but they are not sure where they are going. But when you take time to reflect, whether through journaling, quiet contemplation, or deep conversations, you gain insight into your purpose, strengths, and areas for improvement. Self-reflection brings awareness, and awareness leads to better choices. A clear mind is a powerful mind. When your thoughts are organized, your emotions are in check, and your focus is strong, you become unstoppable. You make decisions with confidence, take action without hesitation, and navigate challenges with a sense of calm and certainty. Clarity allows you to see opportunities that others miss, to stay grounded in the midst of chaos, and to move forward with purpose. It is not something you find, it is something you build through intentional habits, discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. Emotional balance is the foundation of a strong and resilient mind. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty, but how you handle them determines your success and well-being. Many people allow their emotions to control them. They react impulsively, get overwhelmed by stress, and let negative feelings dictate their decisions. But when you develop emotional balance, you gain control over your inner world. You become the master of your emotions rather than a victim of them. You learn to process your feelings in a healthy way, remain calm under pressure, and navigate life with a sense of stability and confidence. Emotional balance does not mean suppressing or ignoring your emotions. It means understanding them and responding to them in a way that serves you. Every emotion carries a message. Fear warns you of potential danger. Anger signals that a boundary has been crossed. Sadness tells you that something meaningful has been lost. But most people either react without thinking or try to push their emotions away, hoping they will disappear. Neither approach works. When you react impulsively, you often make choices you regret. When you suppress your emotions, they build up and resurface in unhealthy ways. The key to balance is awareness. When you take the time to acknowledge what you are feeling, and understand why, you gain the ability to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. Self-awareness is the first step in emotional balance. Many people go through life without ever questioning their reactions. They let their emotions take over without understanding where they come from. But when you develop self-awareness, you start to notice patterns. You recognize what triggers certain emotions, what drains your energy, and what lifts you up. You begin to see the connection between your thoughts, feelings, and actions. With awareness comes choice. Instead of reacting automatically, you learn to pause, reflect, and decide how to respond. This simple shift changes everything. It allows you to approach life with intention rather than being controlled by external circumstances. Another crucial aspect of emotional balance is learning how to manage stress. Stress is a natural part of life, but if it is not handled properly, it can overwhelm you. Many people turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as overeating, avoiding problems, or lashing out at others. But true balance comes from developing healthy ways to manage stress. Exercise, deep breathing, meditation, and spending time in nature are all powerful ways to reset your mind and body. The more you train yourself to stay calm under pressure, the more control you gain over your emotions. Your environment also plays a major role in emotional balance. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, toxicity, or people who drain your energy, it becomes difficult to stay grounded. The people you spend time with influence your emotions more than you realize. When you surround yourself with positive, supportive, and uplifting individuals, it becomes easier to maintain balance. You absorb the energy of those around you, so be intentional about who you allow into your life. Protect your peace by setting boundaries, avoiding unnecessary drama, and focusing on relationships that bring you joy and growth. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to cultivate emotional balance. When you focus on what you lack, you create feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction. But when you shift your focus to what you already have, you develop a sense of contentment and inner peace. Gratitude changes your perspective. It reminds you that no matter how difficult life gets, there is always something to be thankful for. Making gratitude a daily habit, whether through journaling, reflecting, or simply acknowledging the good in your life, trains your mind to focus on the positive rather than getting stuck in negativity. Emotional balance also requires learning how to let go. Many people hold on to past hurts, grudges, and regrets, allowing them to poison their present. Carrying emotional baggage weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. Letting go does not mean forgetting or pretending something never happened. It means choosing to release the pain so that it no longer controls you. Forgiveness, whether for yourself or others, is one of the most powerful ways to free yourself from emotional burdens. It allows you to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. One of the biggest signs of emotional balance is the ability to handle setbacks with resilience. Life will not always go as planned. There will be failures, disappointments, and unexpected challenges. But when you have emotional stability, you do not crumble under pressure. You acknowledge the difficulty, process your emotions, and then find a way to move forward. Resilience is built through experience. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you become stronger. Instead of seeing difficulties as roadblocks, you start viewing them as opportunities for growth. Emotional balance is a skill that takes practice. It requires self-awareness, discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. It is not about being happy all the time or avoiding negative emotions. It is about learning how to navigate your feelings with wisdom and strength. When you master your emotions, you gain control over your life. You become unshakable, able to handle whatever comes your way with clarity and confidence. You stop being a prisoner of your emotions and start using as a tool for growth. The more balanced you become, the more peaceful, focused, and powerful your life will be. Spiritual connection is a source of deep strength, clarity, and inner peace. In a world that constantly demands your attention, pulls you in different directions, and fills your mind with distractions, staying connected to something greater self provides a sense of grounding. Many people go through life feeling lost, empty, or disconnected because they have not nurtured their spiritual side. They seek fulfillment in external things, money, status, relationships, only to find that these things provide temporary satisfaction but never lasting peace. True fulfillment comes from within, and that begins with strengthening your spiritual connection. Spirituality is not just about religion or faith. It is about understanding your purpose, aligning with your values, and living with a sense of meaning. It is about recognizing that life is bigger than just material success and that true happiness comes from being in harmony with yourself and the world around you. When you are spiritually connected, you gain a sense of direction. You are no longer wandering through life aimlessly, unsure of where you are going. Instead, you move with intention, guided by something greater than yourself. One of the most powerful aspects of spirituality is the ability to find peace in the midst of chaos. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will come. There will be moments of uncertainty, pain, and struggle. But when you have a strong spiritual foundation, you do not allow external circumstances to shake you. You understand that everything happens for a reason, that there is a greater plan at work, and that even in difficult times, there are lessons to be learned. This mindset allows you to approach life with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, you are not alone. Developing a spiritual connection requires time, effort, and attention. Many people neglect their spiritual well-being because they are too busy or distracted by daily responsibilities. But just like physical or mental health, spiritual health must be nurtured. This can be done through prayer, meditation, reflection, or spending time in nature. It can be as simple as taking a few moments each day to connect with yourself, express gratitude, or seek wisdom from spiritual teachings. The more you make space for spirituality in your life, the more connected and centered you will feel. One of the biggest benefits of spiritual connection is the ability to let go of fear and doubt. Fear is one of the most limiting emotions, holding people back from pursuing their dreams, taking risks, or stepping into their full potential. But when you are spiritually strong, you develop trust in yourself, trust in the journey, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. This trust replaces fear with faith, allowing you to move forward with confidence and courage. Instead of being controlled by worry, you learn to surrender, knowing that you are supported by a higher power. Spirituality also strengthens your ability to love and connect with others. When you are deeply connected to yourself and your purpose, you naturally become more compassionate, kind, and understanding. You stop seeing others as separate from you and start recognizing the shared humanity in everyone. This shift in perspective allows you to form deeper, more meaningful relationships. It teaches you to forgive, to release resentment, and to approach life with an open heart. Love becomes your guiding force, influencing the way you interact with the world. A strong spiritual connection also gives you clarity when faced with difficult decisions. Many people struggle with making choices because they are disconnected from their inner guidance. They look for answers outside of themselves, seeking validation from others or relying on logic alone. But when you are spiritually aligned, you learn to trust your intuition. You develop a deeper understanding of what feels right for you, rather than being swayed by external opinions. Your decisions become more intentional, and you move forward with a sense of confidence, knowing that you are on the right path. Another powerful aspect of spirituality is the sense of fulfillment it brings. Many people chase success, believing that once they achieve a certain goal, they will finally feel happy. But often they reach that milestone only to find that something still feels missing. That is because true fulfillment does not come from external achievements. It comes from being connected to your purpose and living in alignment with your values. When you cultivate your spiritual side, you find joy in the present moment rather than constantly chasing the next thing. You experience gratitude, contentment, and a deep appreciation for life itself. Spirituality also gives you resilience. Life will not always be easy, and there will be moments when things feel overwhelming. But when you are spiritually connected, you have an unshakable foundation to stand on. You do not let challenges break you because you know they are part of your journey. Instead of feeling defeated, you look for growth, wisdom, and lessons in every experience. This resilience allows you to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the path may seem. You become stronger, wiser, and more at peace with whatever life brings. Self-discipline is one of the most powerful traits a person can develop. It is the ability to control your impulses, resist distractions, and stay committed to your goals despite challenges or setbacks. Most people struggle with discipline because they rely on motivation alone, but motivation is temporary. It comes and goes, often fading when things get difficult. Discipline, however, is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. It is the foundation of success in every area of life. Your health, relationships, career, and personal growth all depend on your ability to stay consistent, even when you do not feel like it. One of the biggest challenges people face with discipline is the tendency to seek immediate gratification. The modern world is designed to keep people distracted, entertained, and addicted to short-term pleasures. Social media, fast food, and endless entertainment all provide instant rewards, but they do not lead to long-term fulfillment. Discipline requires delaying gratification, choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. It means sacrificing momentary pleasure for something greater in the future. This is not easy, but it is necessary if you want to achieve anything meaningful. The key to developing self-discipline is creating structure in your life. When you have no plan, no routine, and no clear direction, it is easy to get distracted. Successful people do not leave their success to chance. They create systems that keep them accountable. They set clear goals, break them into small steps, and build habits that support their progress. Discipline is not about being perfect, it is about being consistent. It is about showing up every day and making small improvements, even when you do not feel like it. Over time, these small actions add up to massive results. Another important aspect of discipline is learning how to manage your time effectively. Time is your most valuable resource, and how you use it determines your success. Many people waste hours every day on things that do not contribute to their growth, scrolling through social media, watching TV, or engaging in meaningless distractions. But disciplined individuals understand that every minute counts. They prioritize their time, focusing on activities that bring them closer to their goals. They create routines, eliminate distractions, and set boundaries to protect their time and energy. Discipline also requires mental strength. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. There will be moments when you want to quit. But discipline means pushing through these moments and taking action anyway. It means doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. The more you practice discipline, the stronger your mind becomes. You build resilience, and over time, hard tasks become easier because you have trained yourself to stay focused and committed. One of the most powerful ways to develop discipline is by mastering your habits. Habits shape your life more than anything else. The things you do every day, your morning routine, your work ethic, your exercise habits, all determine your future. Most people fail to build discipline because they rely on willpower alone, but willpower is limited. Instead of forcing yourself to make difficult choices every day, create habits that make success automatic. If you want to be healthy, make exercise a non-negotiable part of your day. If you want to be productive, set specific work hours and stick to them. The less you rely on willpower and the more you rely on structured habits, the easier discipline becomes. Your environment also plays a huge role in your ability to stay disciplined. If you are constantly surrounded by distractions, temptations, or negative influences, it becomes much harder to stay focused. Successful people design their environment to support their goals. They remove distractions, create a workspace that encourages productivity, and surround themselves with people who inspire and challenge them. Discipline is not just about willpower. It is also about setting yourself up for success by creating an environment that makes good choices easy and bad choices difficult. Another crucial aspect of discipline is accountability. It is easy to break promises to yourself when no one is watching. But when you have accountability, you are more likely to stay committed. Find ways to hold yourself accountable, whether through a mentor, a friend, or a public commitment. Set deadlines, track your progress, and celebrate small wins along the way. Accountability adds an extra layer of responsibility, making it harder to give up when things get tough. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who do not. Talent, intelligence, and luck can all play a role in success, but without discipline, none of them matter. The people who achieve their dreams are the ones who show up every day, do the work, and stay committed no matter what. They do not let distractions, excuses, or temporary emotions get in the way of their goals. They understand that success is not about big, dramatic actions. It is about the small, consistent choices made every single day. Discipline is the key to unlocking your full potential and creating a life of purpose, success, and fulfillment.